Well, the last clip that you just played, we might let you have some independence by Independence Day. I mean, come on, we're Americans. We actually embrace freedom. We're actually all about freedom. And here we have the government saying, we might let you get together with some of your family. And meanwhile, while we might let you have some freedom come Independence Day, we're going to spend $1.9 trillion. That 91% is not for COVID relief. And, we'll put things in there like we're going to have $1,400 go to felons, $1,400 a week go to federal workers whose kids aren't in school. The constituents I get the privilege of representing, they're not getting that deal. So that's the message coming from the White House. I think it's pretty tone deaf and pretty wrong.
Congressman, let me ask you something. When was the last time you were back home, and how open was it? Compared to what it is in D.C., because I go out in and out of D.C. all during the week, and if my experience is the same as yours, it's a lot different in two different places.
Yeah, and we don't have a wall and razor wire around the state capitol in Ohio either. So we're a lot more open, both relative to COVID and relative to letting the taxpayers get access to their capital, their state capital in Columbus, versus the federal taxpayers' access to the nation's capital here. So much more open. I've been in Florida a few times the last month. There it's really open, and frankly, I wish Ohio was much more closer to where Florida is than D.C. and some of these other places run by Democrats. And here's the interesting thing. You know, Joe Biden says we might get some freedom come July 4th, some semblance of freedom. Meanwhile, for the past year, government has told us, Democrat leaders in government have told us, you can't go to church, you can't go to work, you can't go to school, you can't go to a loved one's funeral. But the same people who impose those requirements on us and those lockdowns on us, they don't follow them. And the best example is the one I always point to. Governor Newsom in California can go to a five-star restaurant with friends and lobbyists. At the same time, he's telling Californians, you can't have Thanksgiving with your family. That's what frustrates Americans. And now to hear the commander-in-chief, the president of the United States, say, maybe by the middle of the summer, you might be able to hang out with your friends. CDC has already said you can. So it just didn't make sense to me, and I think that's the takeaway many Americans had.
Yeah, and Congressman Jordan, all the money from this rescue plan that's going to those cities and those states with these Democratic governors like Newsom, who chose to keep the lockdowns in place and damage the states, and now we're bailing them out.
Yeah, blue state bailout, lockdown state bailout. I mean, you call it what you want, but you're exactly, it's a great point, Heather. So much money is going to California, so much money is going to New York, where supposedly they were doing things perfectly. Well, when you look at the numbers, you got states like South Dakota and Florida with Republican governors that have much better numbers and didn't lock their state down, don't have the unemployment numbers that the blue states have, and actually have a flourishing economy. So that's what we need to get back to. It is time to go back to work, go back to school, go back to normal. The country is done with all this. We knew it was serious. We treated it as serious. We still do. But it's time to get back to normal, get back to freedom.